Isn't that sweet? My granddaughter's out there with her papa. She's been waiting all day for him to get off work. She's been wanting to go swimming, and Nana is too tired to go swimming. So I said, as soon as Papa gets home, he'll go swimming with you. Just hold your horses. And sure enough, as soon as he got home, they jumped in the pool. And I am going to make some coffee. And I need to make some dinner before I go out and do Uber, but we're going to have a little chat before I take off for work. So don't go anywhere. You know me, I've always got a lot to talk about. So I'm using my favorite cup, one of my many favorite cups. This is another one that my son and daughter-in-law had given me. I said for Halloween I meant my birthday, but my birthday's in October. It's like, October 19th. So it's just a couple weeks away from Halloween. So we celebrate them together. But yeah, I'm still trying to wake up. This is still Thursday. I put out a video earlier, and I told you guys I was tired. I'm still tired, but I got to go out and do Uber. So I'm going to have some coffee and hope it gets me going. But I wanted to talk about, family relationships, family dynamics, and the 4th of July makes me very nostalgic because 100 years ago, when I was a kid, back in Nebraska, because I'm from the Midwest, the 4th of July was just the best. The summer holiday, the whole family would get together, and fireworks weren't illegal. Everything was green and lush. We didn't have to worry about fires like we do where I'm at. And we didn't have fences. We didn't have privacy fences. So your neighbor's yard just, rolled into your yard and into the next, everybody knew everybody's business. We all, would get out and have like block parties, and we'd have barbecue, and there'd be tons of fireworks. And in the middle of the street, we'd all take turns shooting off fireworks, and it was it was fun. And I miss those days so much, and I miss when all my family was still together. I have I've told you guys the story. I have 7 siblings. Actually, there was seven of us. Plus, I had a brother that was put up for adoption, and my mom ended up finding him when he was in his 30s. But so I grew up with a big family. But now, my family's shrinking. My oldest brother passed away a few years ago. He had cancer. He had fought it a couple times and won, but this last time it took him, and he passed away. And then 2 years ago, I lost my sister Carol, who I had been taking care of for 7 years before she passed away from dementia. She was 70 when we lost her. I'm going to cry. I should have known better. Darn it. I don't want to cry. I got to go to work. Um, but anyway, so yeah, we're down two, and my brother that was adopted, he's up in Washington. I have another brother he's back in Nebraska. My sister is down in Tennessee. I do have two brothers here in California. The one is in, I think, Brea. And then my youngest brother, he lives in the same town as me. We never see each other. We message each other all the time. He's a busy guy. He's a contractor, and he's busy. And we check in with each other. We send each other inappropriate memes on Instagram. That's how we connect. And periodically we'll call each other. I think I talked to him like 2 weeks ago, and we set up a date for lunch, and we never did go. We're both like that. We're both real flighty, but I love him to death. And but my other family, I saw them last year, in summertime. We had a family gathering. It was for my sister who passed away. We got together. We all met up in Nebraska, and that was the last time I seen any of them. And we're not as close as we used to do. My mom was the glue that kept this family together, and she would have holidays and we'd all get together and see each other. But then once she was gone, none of us kept that up. And not because we don't love each other, but we have grown apart through the years. We have, and we all have our own families, and we're just, everybody's busy. My family, they're all so busy. And we never made the time. And then before you know it, you grow apart and you just don't think about each other like you should. And we're all older. My brothers are like 10 years older than me. They're in their 70s, except for my youngest brother. He's 6 years younger than me. I think he's 57. And the ones that are older than me, they were up and out of the house by the time I was 8. They were 18. They had moved out. So I didn't grow up with them in the house that much. I was quite a bit younger. But so anyway, now I don't see them. And if they needed me, I'd be there for them, of course. But it's just sad how, that happens. Well, we'll send each other things online periodically to let each other know we're still alive. Usually it's something funny or inappropriate because that's the way my family is. There's no hard feelings. It's not like we don't, there was anything that happened. We just, like I said, got busy, and our lives are different. We're all different. Um, just our religious beliefs, our political beliefs, and those things do take a toll on relationships, unfortunately. And we try not to let it come between us, but we don't celebrate the same things. And like I said, we all have families, big families, and so we're busy with our families, our kids, and our grandkids, and um, they're all working. As a matter of fact, even in their 70s. My brother, my oldest brother that's living, he's 73, going to be 74. He's a contractor. He's still doing construction work, and man, does he look good. You should see the arms on this guy. He wears tank tops and he's got some guns on him because he hangs drywall. He looks amazing. Just trips everybody out when they find out, how old he is. But, he's worked hard all his life. Um, and then my other brother, who's younger than him, he actually just retired this last year. And he was 70 when he retired. So good for him. But he's an artist, and he's really busy in the art world, and he does acting, and just busy guy. So everybody's busy. And then my sweet sister, she was living here, and then her husband and her mother-in-law moved to Tennessee, and I guess they live out in the boonies. They don't know anybody down there, and her health is failing, unfortunately, and she's not doing well, and I worry about seeing her. I hope I get to see her again, but she wasn't doing very well the last time I seen her, and that was a year ago. And like I said, we're older, so anything can happen at this point, and it's just sad. And my husband, he doesn't have any family. His family's gone. I guess he has some distant cousins, but nobody that he's ever seen, not while we were married. So, that's why we're so attached to our family, our kids and our grandkids, and I'm trying to give them the same closeness with their cousins that I had growing up. I was really close with my cousins and aunts and uncles, and I have such fond memories. And I try to do that with my kids. That's why all the holidays we always get together, and birthdays, and in the summer we will get together and have barbecues and whatnot. And even though they're all extremely busy themselves, they all have a lot going on. We try to make time. That's why this last vacation was so important. We do at least one family vacation every year, and even then it's hard to get all of us together. you know my daughter lives 14 hours away, so to have her come down and get time off work, getting everybody's schedules to jive, kids are in school, and it's difficult. But um, families are just precious, and not everybody has that. And so it's important to nurture those relationships as much as you can. And I'm missing them all. Like I said, this was one of the holidays that we all got together when I was younger. when I was older, my mom would always have us all over for uh, Christmas. I had one brother though that he doesn't celebrate any holidays, so he didn't come around for that. But we're still very close, and we would see each other, different times of the year. But now, it's just our visits are farther and fewer between, and we are getting older, and everybody seems healthy enough, but you never know. You never know. My stepdad, who was my real dad, I don't like using the term stepdad, but he was the one that raised me. He adopted me, and I never had. Well, yeah, I did know my biological father, but that's another video. You guys heard me talk about him. He was a monster. But I didn't get to be with my dad in the last year or so of his life. He had moved up to Michigan, and I never made it up there. And he was in his 80s, and he passed away. And I'll always regret that I never took the opportunity to fly out there. He did come out here, him and his wife, and they did come out here a couple years before he passed away. So I did get to see him, and but it's just still, the fact that we don't see each other on a regular basis is just so weird to me. And yeah, and I don't think we ever will again. My younger brother and I probably will, because we live in the same town, and like I said, we have that bond. We grew up together in the same house, and we've always lived in the same town, and we go through periods where I see him on a daily basis. He used to come over all the time and have dinner. He's single. And then we'll go through periods where I don't see him at all. He's working. He travels a lot. He goes to Hawaii, and he's up in Reno. I think he's in Reno right now. And because of his job, he's gone and travels a lot. So when he's around, we try to connect. But it's important. Relationships like that are important. And I don't know. I don't know how to change it to make it so that we would be able to see each other, because even if I had time, they didn't, or if they had time, I didn't. So if you have family that's still alive, and and you have a relationship with them, it is important to nurture those. What a sad video. This is not what I intended. I was going to just talk about how great the 4th of July was. Summertime holiday. I mean, it's the best. Kids get to go swimming, and I got to look for, I bought a bunch of 4th of July stuff when the 99-cent store went out of business. And I got a ton of stuff, and we were going to have a big 4th of July celebration, but I can't remember. Something happened. But I'll include a clip of our celebration last year. It ended up just being my oldest son and his family, but we still had a great time. We went over there, and the kids went swimming or whatnot. So yeah, I'll include a clip from that time. It was a lot of fun. But this year, like I said, he's going to be doing an art show, and then we'll be with my younger son and his family, and his wife's family. So we're gonna have fun, and my granddaughter's with me, and we're gonna take her so she gets to go swimming. So it's gonna be fun. And my husband's gonna make his famous baked beans, and let me tell you, he is famous for these baked beans. They're like nothing else you've ever had, and he makes them for everything. Everybody always requests his baked beans. They have hamburger and bacon, and I think he's got like 4 kinds of beans in there, and brown sugar and barbecue sauce and onions, and they're amazing. And everybody always says, yeah, if that's the one thing they ask that we can bring, it's always, can Brian bring the beans? Everybody loves them. So he's got to work on those and get those ready, and he's got the day off, which is nice. So he's got a 3-day weekend. And like I said, we got plans tomorrow, and then we got plans Saturday with my grandson's birthday. So it's going to be fun. So I'll be in a good mood. I'll be okay. Like I said, I'm missing those that aren't with us. I think about them all the time. And I'm going to do a video on that shortly. I've never done a video on my sweet sister. I've never shared her with you guys, because it's hard. And I'm sure it would be hard to do a video, because it's only been 2 years now since she passed. And she was both mentally and physically handicapped, but she was truly angel in our family. She was the sunshine of our family. She was bubbly and sweet and loving and just an absolute doll. And I will always cherish the time that I got to take care of her. She just brought so much love into my family. And now I'm going to cry for real. And I got to go to work, you guys. So I'm going to let you go. And I'll think about that video and I'll put that out sometime soon. But I hope you guys have a great 4th of July. I'm looking forward to seeing some videos and pictures from your family time. So, and I'll share some of our day together as well. So you guys have a great day and I will see you in the next video.
Kids are laughing, sparklers in hand. Tonight's the night.